Hi, this is lecture 4.2 for Math 980, and in 4.2 they are revisiting conversions. So we already did this a couple months ago, so this should be kind of a review. But I like to use the unit fraction method, so I'll just do 5 questions from the homework. I think they're the more difficult questions, and you should be pretty good to get the rest done on your own, but of course you're welcome to ask me for help if you need it. So I'm looking at question number 3, and it wants me to convert 15 meters to yards. So if I have 15 meters and I'm trying to go to yards. So this is a little difficult because I don't have a direct conversion for meters to yards available to me. And if you're using your formula sheet on the test, you're only going to have what they have there. And I'm pretty sure I don't see a meters to yards. So what I may do instead, because I do have inch to centimeters, so maybe I'll go to centimeters. So if I want to get rid of my meters, I'm going to put meters down below. So I have a meters up above me, meters down below, that's going to cancel. I want to convert meters to centimeters. So this is what we call a unit fraction, because 100 centimeters is the equivalent of 1 meter. So this is the equivalent of that. So this is like something divided by itself, which is 1. If I multiply something by 1, it doesn't change its value. So these are called unit fractions because it's like multiplying by 1. So it doesn't change the original value, and it's a nice way to do your conversion. So I've now switched, my meters are canceled because I have one on top, one on bottom. I'm left with centimeters. And I do have the ability to go from centimeters, which I need on the bottom because the top and bottom will cancel. And I have a relationship between centimeters and inches on the formula sheet. So 2.54 centimeters is the same as 1 inch. So now my centimeters will cancel. But ultimately, I'm trying to get to yards. So I need to cancel my inches. So inches on top, inches on bottom. And I know that there are 36 inches in 1 yard. If you didn't know that, you could have gone inches to feet and then feet to yards. So that would have just added a step. So I cancel my inches on top, inches on bottom. And I check that all the units are canceled except for the yards, which is what they wanted me to convert it to. So now I just follow the mathematical rules for multiplying fractions. So I'm going to multiply everything on top. So 15 times 100 is 1500. Multiply everything on bottom. So 2.54 times 36 is 91.44. And these are yards. And then I do my final division. So 1500 divided by that gives me 16.4. And they want me to round it to the nearest hundredth, so that's 16.40. You don't really need the 0. But anyways, there's my answer. So this is called the unit fraction technique. All right, the next question I want to do is question number 4. So number 4 says they want me to convert 180 miles per hour. So I'm going to write this as 180 miles per is a division line, hour. So I have miles on top, hours on bottom. They want me to convert that to feet per second. So my recommendation is that you start with 1 unit, the miles. Let's go from miles to feet. And then we'll come back and deal with the hours to second. So miles to feet, if I have a miles on top, then I need a miles on bottom, so they will cancel. There is a relationship between miles and feet. 5,280 feet is the same as 1 mile. This allows me to cancel my miles because one's on top, one's on bottom. So I now have feet, which was one of the units that I needed for my answer. Now I need to worry about my seconds. So I need to convert hours to seconds. So I have hours on bottom, which means I need hours on top for them to cancel. I can convert hours to minutes because 1 hour is 60 minutes. So now my hours cancel. And then finally, minutes is on bottom, so I need minutes on top. I know minutes to seconds would be 1 minute is 60 seconds. Minutes cancel. And the only 2 units I'm left with are feet per second. So I'm going to multiply the top, 180 times 5,280, and then I'm going to divide by 60 times 60. So 60 times 60 is 3,600. The top I've got 950,400, and this is feet per second. So my final answer would be 264 feet per second. Okay. One thing you could have done is you could have multiplied these, kept this number in your calculator, and then divide by 60, and then divide by 60 again. So that's another way of doing it without having to, like write it down and then type it back into the calculator. All right, I want to jump to problem number 7. 7, they give me 7.6 square yards. So this is a little tricky. So yards square, because we're dealing with the squared unit. And we want to convert it to square feet. So if I have yards squared, that's like having yards times yards, right? Because x times x is x squared. Does that ring? Hopefully that rings a bell. So if I want to get rid of yards, I need to get rid of them twice, because yards squared means I have 2 of them. I'm going from yards to feet. So I know that there are 3 feet in 1 yard, and I do it again because I need 2 yards canceled down below with the 2 on top. Feet times feet is feet squared, and that's what they want as my final units. So now I just need to do 7.6 times 3 times 3 to get 68.4 feet squared. Okay. Let's go to question number 9. And this is kind of a weird unit that most of us probably have never dealt with before. They've got these micrograms. So I have 22 micrograms, and the abbreviation for a microgram is mcg. And they want me to convert that to grams, okay? And they give me a conversion that 1 microgram equals 1 over 1,000 milligrams. So one thing I would recommend is, instead of inputting a fraction within a fraction, let's go ahead and do this division. 1 divided by 1,000 on your calculator would be 0.001. So 1 microgram is the same as 0.001 milligrams. Okay, so I have 22 micrograms. I'm going to move this down. 22 micrograms. And I need to cancel micrograms. And I can convert it to milligrams because they gave me that conversion. And I know that 1 microgram is 0.001 milligrams. So the micrograms cancel. Now I need milligrams down below so that they'll cancel. And my ultimate goal is to get to grams. So in case you didn't know, milli means 1,000. So that means 1 gram is the same as 1,000 milligrams. So now my milligrams cancel, and I'm simply left with 22 times 0.001 divided by 1,000. 22 times 0.001 divided by 1,000 equals 0.000022 grams. And that's the right answer. Okay, that was number 9. So the last one I want to do is number 12. So 12 says, which is bigger, 81 square feet or 8 square 81 square feet or 8 square meters. So 81 feet squared or 8 meters squared. So one of the things we would want to do is convert. If I'm converting feet to meters, question is, do I have a conversion for that? And let's see, feet to, I think they give you a table in this particular problem, and we do have a feet to meters conversion. So 1 meter is 3.28 feet. 1 meter is 3.28 feet, but I need 2 of those to cancel because they're feet squared. So 2 feet cancel with 2 feet. So meter times meter is meter squared. On my calculator, I'm going to do 81 divided by 3.28 divided by 3.28 again. So I get 7.53 meters squared. So 81 square feet is 7.53 square meters. So which one is larger? The 8 square meters is larger. Okay. You know, it turns out on this one, they say the choice I have is 8 square meters is bigger than 81 square feet, because when square meters are converted to square feet, 8 square meters is, and so what they really want me to do is tell them how many square feet this is. So, you know, and sometimes it's just like, you just guess which one you want to do, and sometimes you have to redo it. So if I want to cancel meters, they would be down below. Convert to feet. 1 meter is 3.28 feet. 1 meter is 3.28 feet. 2 meters cancels with 2 meters. So 8 times 3.28 times 3.28 would be 86.07 feet squared. And that's the way that you have to answer that question. Okay, so try the rest of those on your own. I think the rest are easier than the ones that I did. And be sure to let me know if you have any questions. Thank you. Bye.